We end it with him talking about the cruise line and the Halo 3 early release analogy that he made. And I'm not going to talk about that anymore unless he keeps bringing it up, but we all know he was wrong, and we all know that he did compare the two. So anyway, let's continue this.
That's not what I said, that's not what I was getting at. But forget the analogy for a second. Let's just talk about the point of the analogy. The point I was making there was, as I just said, just because something is changed to an earlier date and or time doesn't guarantee a person's going to be happy about that earlier date and time. We all agree on that, right?
It depends on what you're talking about. You're half right and you're half wrong. Like I said in the previous video, Destiny, Call of Duty, MMO type of games. Yeah, I would be kind of upset if I was hyped to play it day one because, you know, I want to be in a better position than everybody else is. So yeah, I would be upset for that. And then for your quote cruise line analogy, yeah, I would be upset with the cruise line if they set sail early, but everything is different in their own ways, but that doesn't make them the same. The only time it's wrong to be upset about something is like with Halo 3 early release for MCC PC. Games like that, where it doesn't matter. So, you're wrong.
Right?
Wrong.
Right. I don't have to explain that anymore, right?
There's nothing you can explain. You done made your point. You're sticking to it, even though you're wrong. And you're going to ride that high horse until it kills you off of YouTube. And that's on you. So there's no point in arguing about it anymore. In your head, you're always right, and I'm always wrong. And not just me, but everybody else who disagrees with you. Yeah.
Please say yes.
No.
The reason I ask that is because a lot of people who dislike that analogy, they never really said anything in regards to the point that I was making, that just because something is changed to an earlier date and time doesn't mean it's better.
And you just lied to yourself. Griffin did. And he's really the only one I've really watched. I know a few other people did, but I know for a fact, not just Griffin, but multiple people broke your analogy down and explained it to you in detail. I broke it down. I explained it to you in detail. You've seen it. You refuse to admit it. You refuse to say you're wrong, and you refuse now to even acknowledge that people did. And people did, but you refuse to acknowledge it. You see what I'm talking about now, where the ego and the pride and the God complex is coming in? He's never wrong.
Or that you're going to be excited about that. So I just want to make sure y'all get that, right? Just because something's earlier now doesn't mean you're going to be happy about it, right? We get that?
No.
God, I hope so. But just in case, let me just give you guys this example. Maybe somebody gives you a time for a party, and then they change the time last minute to a much earlier time, and now you're not available to go to the party because you're busy, you're sleeping, you're doing something. And no, that doesn't mean, oh, now you have more time to get to the party. That's what a ton of fucking idiots said about that cruise analogy. Oh, no, they changed the boarding time to several hours earlier. Now you have more time to board the cruise. That's a great thing. Why would you be upset? God damn, dude, I can't take that kind of stupidity, man. You can't.
You can't take that stupidity, but yet you're stupid yourself, okay? I think I've heard this analogy with the birthday party and stuff before, and nobody was saying that. No, not a single person. They still agreed that it doesn't compare, right? They wasn't saying, oh, now you got more time to get to the party. No, that's not what was said at all. That was different. When they were saying that you have more time to board on the cruise ship, because that's true. They're boarding now. That means you have more time to board. That means it will be easier to get on that ship. But if you have a party and they change it last minute to go to that party, yeah, you're probably going to be busy. Yeah, you're probably not going to be able to go now. But the party and the cruise are still very different too. You see, I don't understand why you think we're so stupid, but refuse to acknowledge your own stupidity about the situation that you're putting yourself into. If they change the party time to an earlier date at the last minute, and it's too late for me to go, then I'm just not going to go. Yeah, I'm going to be upset about it, but the difference is it's still with the fucking video game. When the game releases, you're going to be able to play it at any freaking time you want to, and the party, you're going to have to wait till next year or the next 5 months, depending on what type of party it is. Do you really believe in yourself that much? You see, the reason why I'm getting frustrated, the reason why I'm getting aggravated is because of your stupidity. You're calling us stupid, but yet refusing to admit your own wrongs, refusing to admit that my analogy was shit, and it was. You're refusing to do any of that, and you think we're just going to sit here and allow you to say that we're wrong when we know full well that we're all right? I'm in the majority here. Just like what I said a few videos back, I think it was in part 1, where I sat there and said, like, the like to dislike ratio, okay, if you meet people in real life and all that, and you got up to 3 to 5 people telling you that you're wrong, you can shrug that off and be like, well, I still think I'm right. But then when it goes up to 10 and 15 and 20 and so on, and all of these people are telling you you're wrong, that's when you need to look at yourself in the mirror and figure out why. Why is people telling me this? Same thing on YouTube. You might have a few hundred people to 1,000 people tell you you're wrong. Depending on your popularity, you could have almost 100,000 people tell you you're wrong, depending on the popularity, right? You can shove that off. As long as the like and dislike ratio, the likes is way more than this, right? But that's not what it was. You had thousands upon thousands upon thousands of people telling you were wrong, with barely anybody telling you were right, and you're still so fucking blind to see that there's a problem here. You really need to go unfuck yourself hardcore and figure it out, because you keep bringing this shit up, you're gonna kill yourself on YouTube by doing this. Your channel's gonna kill itself. It's gonna disappear. It's gonna go, and then you're gonna have to either completely restart or accept defeat and never come back to the platform. Anyway, let's continue. That really irritated. Let's go.
You can't do that one to me, man. That one was rough. I thought, listen, it should have been implied that when I was saying the boarding time was changed several hours earlier in that analogy.
I just want to bring up real quick that he said in the beginning of this video that he doesn't care anymore. He done moved on, blah, 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 blah. But one thing I think that's eating his ass so hardcore is his boat analogy, his cruise ship analogy. Because he talks about that way more than he even does about the game dropping early. Because it was his own personal analogy that he made up on the fly. Because he just happened to see a boat on his screen, what he said in his own video, right? So he was proud of that analogy because he just made that up on the fly, and that's the big thing he wants to talk more about than even Halo releasing early. he's butthurt. He's real hurt with nobody agreeing with him, and I think it's hilarious.
I said it was changed to it was the night before. It was the night before the family was supposed to board the cruise. And then I said that the cruise line came out and said we're boarding now. Kind of an unrealistic situation there. I don't know where that happens, if that's ever happened, where a cruise line says, hey, we're going to board now the night before instead of the scheduled boarding time the next day.
Because it doesn't really happen at all. It never really happens unless an emergency happens. And usually when an emergency happens, they just close down the cruise entirely and reopen it for a later date. But other than that, even so, your analogy was still wrong. Hear it in part 2 if you want to hear it again. I'm not going over it again.
But anyways, when I was saying that they changed the boarding time, they made it earlier, and I was saying the family's 3 hours away, and now they have to rush to get there, y'all couldn't make the connection that when I said the boarding time was changed to a much earlier time, the night before, that I was implying that the ship was also going to depart earlier as well. Y'all could not make that connection there?
Well, because you didn't say it. You just said that they were boarding early. There's a difference between boarding and leaving, right? So you said they were boarding early. We didn't have to try to think that. If you wanted us to think that, you should have said that too. That's your own fault. You never said that they were leaving early. You just said they were boarding early.
I didn't think I had to break it down that much for you guys. I thought that was common fucking sense.
You don't have any common sense, because this entire time you've done nothing but piss me off with your stupidity. Because you refuse to acknowledge anything. And you have to be right 100% of the time. Go unfuck yourself. Seriously.
Like I said in the analogy, I said that the cruise line changed the boarding time to the night before. To the night before. So, what would you think? Oh, that people could just board the night before and just sit on the fucking ship all night? All night for like 10 hours until the next day, and then... But...
Actually, yes. Unless they want a fucking lawsuit. Because they can get sued for leaving earlier. They can get sued for leaving at an earlier time compared to what the tickets state on the receipts. So they can get sued. Boarding early doesn't mean anything. You're boarding early. That's cool. But if they leave early, they could possibly more likely get sued. I'm just saying.
Several of you thought, and I don't even know if you honestly thought this, but you thought, oh no, that's a good thing because the ship's going to depart at the same time. Now you have more time to board. Gee.
Because that's exactly what it is.
I mean, that is stupidity on, like, you've transcended stupidity at that point.
No, I'm sorry. I'm afraid that you did that for yourself. We haven't done nothing. We keep, not just me, but a hell of a lot of people keep telling you that you're wrong and you refuse to acknowledge. So your levels of incompetence and common sense are just far beyond.
Like, if somebody told you the school bus got to the bus stop 20 minutes early, and somebody said, oh, you know, I missed the bus. The bus showed up early. Showed up 15, 20 minutes early. You wouldn't actually think to yourselves, oh, why would you be upset? Why'd you miss the bus? That just means you had more time to board the bus.
Because a bus and a cruise ship are two completely different things. You missed the bus. Oh, fucking well. I'll walk to school. Or I'll go back to my parents' house and get one of them up to bring me to school. That's different. Yeah, they for a school bus, the buses have a time schedule when they're supposed to be at each stop, but sometimes they could be running a little early. Sometimes things are going smooth and there's not a lot of traffic and they get there early. And it just sucks that you missed it. No, they're not going to wait. They have a time to meet, and a cruise doesn't. They said they wasn't leaving till this time, but they're boarding early the day before. That's cool. That saves time on getting people checked in. It saves time on the line. People can start enjoying the cruise, because you're not on the cruise just for the ocean. You're in the cruise, you're on the boat for the luxurious rooms and the restaurants and the pools and the bars and mingling. I mean, yeah, the ocean's cool. Hey, look, I'm in the middle of the fucking water, right? But you're not, I would be fucking happy to be waiting 10 to 20 hours on a cruise ship before it departed, because I would be experiencing the pool, the bar, the restaurant, all that fun shit. But a school bus is entirely fucking different. The mode of transportation to one place to another. That's for a school. You're just, oh my god, man. I'm just...
Y'all ain't that fucking retarded. There's no fucking way you're that retarded.
But you are. You are. You're that retarded. You definitely are. And I'm not joking.
I mean, you would assume, though, like in that example there, that, hey, if the bus showed up 15, 20 minutes early, it probably departed early as well. Right? You would make that connection, right?
Go back to my previous statements.
Please say yes.
So I'm going to go ahead and end it right there. For the rest of it, it's just basically repeating a few things he said and all that, and, you know, the usual stuff when you end a video. So if you want to go see that, you can. I'm gonna have this video linked down in the description for all 3 parts. I don't want to make a 4th part. There's no point. But anyway, yeah, though that was my opinion. A lot of it was facts, but opinion on this man, and I'm not going to say refuse, but I'm not, till further notice, going to make another video about him unless he makes a video about me directly, and it depends on what he says. If it's just there to talk shit to me, I'm gonna leave it alone. I don't care. But if he's trying to continue to prove a point that's impossible to do, because his analogies and everything is wrong, then I might make a really short video about that. I don't know. I highly doubt he will anyway. I'm a really small YouTuber to begin with on top of that, so it really doesn't matter for me. But this guy just blows my mind. Yeah, I mean, he blew my mind before with his previous videos about this topic, right? He definitely blew my mind with this one. He waited over a month to even release another video. I thought he was taking time to think this out, and I was wrong. For him to do this again. Anyway, I'm gonna have to take something for my headache. Anyway, anywho, anyhow, thank you so much for watching. If you agreed with me, please leave a like on the video. If you disagree, dislike it. Either way, you have a right to your opinion. Leave down in the comments what you think. I will read them. And unlike him, I'm not going to throw a hissy fit if you disagree with me about anything I said. If that's what you believe, then that's what you believe. That's cool. If this is what he believes, bring Halo back. And that's cool. But he's trying to shove that down people's throats and calling people stupid. That's when I have a problem with it. So, anyhow, I hope to catch y'all in my next video. I have no idea what it's going to be about. And I stream, by the way. If you made it this far, I do stream. I'm on Facebook. I used to stream on Twitch, but now I stream on Facebook. Facebook's already paid me money. All this and that. It's been really nice over there. You can find me by typing in facebook.com/Yashime. I usually stream Halo stuff. Go figure. I love Halo to death. I've been playing SPV3. I've been playing a little bit of MCC multiplayer. I've been playing even some flood mods for Left 4 Dead 2. And I plan on playing other things too. I just really love Halo. But anyway, if you want to catch me over there, do so. I don't have a schedule. I randomly come on, and sometimes I do set like a scheduled date of when I'm going to stream to help people. But other than that, y'all have a blessed day, and hope to see you later.